Hello friends, it's Alexis and welcome to my July reading journal setup. This month, I am so excited for the theme. We are going way back and being nostalgic and doing a Toy Story theme. I was heavily inspired by the new Toy Story 5 movie, which I loved. If you haven't seen it yet, I do highly recommend. But the first and second will forever be my movies. They are the ones that I grew up on, and I have seen more times than I can count. So our cover page was super simple. I knew I wanted to replicate the Toy Story font and cover of the original VHS. So I actually found an online generator for this font that allowed me to do that. And then I copied the cloud background into Canva, put it all together and sized it to fit my cover page exactly how I wanted. And then my pro tip is to print things on sticker paper. Especially when it is large like this, it makes it so much easier than trying to glue it all down. And you cannot do a Toy Story theme without these iconic images. So I grabbed the majority of these off of Pinterest, and a few I just copied off of Google image searches. And again, I pasted it into Canva, resized it to how I wanted it, and then printed it out on sticker paper to make my life super simple. I will have the link to my Canva pages down below in case you also want to do this spread in your journal, or if you'd like to change the date, I will have that font generator below so you can put in whatever text you want it to be. For my TBR page, I decided to go with the iconic cowboy hats of Jessie and Woody. And then, of course, I had to try and replicate that Toy Story font for all of my headers. Next up, I started working on where I'm actually going to write in my TBR once I know it. And I've been really enjoying drawing in little icons. So, of course, for the Toy Story theme, I decided to go with the bouncy ball that the Pixar lamp squishes in the opening of the Toy Story movies. And I really tried to get creative here and do different angles of the ball, but I am not an artiste. I just pretend to be one on the internet. I am happy with how these turned out. They look better from far away, but zoomed in this close, you can see all of my little mistakes, which is fine. I do this because it's fun and I enjoy the way they look. They do not have to be perfect. And I hope that inspires all of you to give reading journaling a chance, because you do not have to be perfect and you do not have to know how to draw. You just have to enjoy what you're making. As a finishing touch, I knew I wanted to throw in some quotes from the first movie. So, of course, I went with "You've got a friend in me," and there was still some extra blank space down there, so I just drew in a red heart. Moving on to my calendar spread, this is where disaster strikes. I wonder if you guys will catch it before I do, because it took me filling out this entire calendar to realize that I made a mistake. So let's just wait for past Alexis to catch up and realize what she did. But here I am just putting in my calendar grid as I do every single month. And then I cut out the remaining stickers that I had made and threw them in. I made sure to leave a space on the right side because I've been liking writing my to-do list in here for each week. Of course, I had to throw in the bouncy ball as an iconic image like I did on the first page. We also have the army men and this creepy creation from Sid's house. I think those scenes with these toys have a lot to say about us 90 kids and why we grew up to be so weird. But I knew I had to represent the weird toys in here. And then going with more classic images, I did a cowboy boot and a sheriff star. And then at the top, I found this super cute Buzz Lightyear heart, and I knew this was the perfect spot to write in the legendary quote, "To infinity and beyond." And I knew I wanted to incorporate that little rocket ship, and it fit perfectly right above the text. So here's where I start numbering my calendar, and you'd think I would notice beforehand that there are way too many days in my week, but it literally takes me until I fill out the entire thing to realize, yes, I put 8 days a week instead of 7 because I am so good at counting. So it actually took me way longer than I want to admit to realize what I did. Like here, I keep counting and I'm like, wait a second, I didn't miss any numbers. Why am I so off? Why do I have so many extra boxes? And then I finally realized that there was an extra column. So thankfully, I always save my scrap sticker paper. This is what I cut off of the cover page. And I just did some whiteout so the lines didn't bleed through, and we covered it up good as new. Nobody would ever know how bad I messed up. We did have to do a little bit of rearranging. I had to add in an extra box there and renumber everything. I mean, could I have just erased the column all the way to the left and not had to draw in any more boxes? Yeah, probably. But I like my calendar to be aligned to the left, so I wouldn't have liked that gap there. So I'm happy with the results and how we were able to save this. To cover up my mistake with the dates, I decided to pull in these star stickers that I grabbed out of a Happy Planner sticker set. Like, I could have just written over the whiteout, but I don't love the way pen looks, and it was a lot more noticeable in person than it's picking up on camera, where you could see the color difference between the page and the whiteout. And honestly, I like the extra color that the stars add. Plus, it fits in well with Woody's sheriff star. So this mistake actually turned out to be a really happy accident that now I like it even better than my original plan. Next up, I'm going in and filling out the calendar. So on July 3rd, we have my partner Dan's birthday. So we will be celebrating. And then I remembered that that is also the start of Summerween. So I pulled up my birthday stickers to throw in some blue Simply Gilded washi tape under it. And then, of course, I had to pull in these fox and cactus stickers to mark Summerween. We have this frog in a jack-o'-lantern and then my ghost face on the phone. I also pulled in another fox and cactus sticker, a mermaid, for the 4th of July. I didn't really have anything good to mark the 4th of July, so I thought mermaids make me think of summertime, the beach, 4th of July. It works for me and it fit the color scheme. Next up, just sectioning out my to-do list. I like to have a section where I can make a list for every week. I usually just put what books I'm planning to read that week, any videos I'm planning to film, that kind of stuff. And then I noticed that the space on the right was looking a little bare, so I decided to pull in more star and heart stickers, and thankfully they fit the color scheme perfectly, and I think this turned out so cute. And now, moving on to my readathon tracker for July, I will be participating in Summerween. If you don't know what Summerween is, I will have Gabby's video linked below, but it is a readathon all about bringing the Halloween spirit into other times of the year. This is hosted by Gabby Reads and her sister Rachel, whose artwork I am using for this spread. Every year for the Weens, Rachel designs merch and stickers, and she sells them on her Etsy shop. I personally love that she offers the downloadable version of the stickers on her Etsy shop because that's what I always go with, because that allows me to resize them and to use them how I want to in my reading journal. So obviously I made the Summerween ticket the star of the show. That is my header. And then under that, I threw in the 5 reading prompts and a spot for me to stick in the cover. And then I had some empty space. So once again, I went in with the Happy Planner sticker sheet. I grabbed the stars and hearts from on the last page. And there were some summertime themed stickers, lots of food, a grill, ice cream cones, that kind of thing. And then the finishing touch that I feel like really makes this are all of the little ants. I think those are so cute. And it's really reminding me of horror book cover. I think it's called Itch, but it's like bright pink. It's a girl's face and there's like ants crawling into or out of her eye. And if that doesn't scream Summerween vibes to you, I don't know what does. And finally, moving on to my reading tracker. And I know you didn't think we were doing a Toy Story spread without one of the little green alien guys. I also had to pull in the Pizza Planet logo because you cannot tell me that you watched that movie as a kid and didn't immediately want to eat at Pizza Planet. For finishing touches, I am putting in my headers the same things I track every single month. That is the number of book it is that month, the title and the author, the genre, the publication year, how I acquired the book, the format I read it in, the date I finished, the number of pages/hours, and my star rating.
You've got a friend in me. You got a friend in me. When the road looks rough ahead and you're miles and miles from your last warm bed, you just remember what your old pal said, 'cause you got a friend in me. You've got a friend in me. You got a friend in me. You got troubles, I got them too. There isn't anything I wouldn't do for you. We stick together, we can see it through, 'cause you.
That is going to be it for me today, friends. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you got lots of inspiration for your own reading journals. Question of the video has to be, what is your favorite Toy Story movie? The second one has to be my favorite. It is tough competition because the first one is incredible, but the introduction of Jessie, the scene where the guy fixes Woody and repaints him and stuff, peak cinema. Or if you would just like to leave me an emoji to let me know you are here, let's go with the cowboy. But as always, friends, thank you so much for watching. I hope you read a good book today, and I will see you soon in my next one. Bye.
Oh, you got a friend in me.